2 races for the Grand National cars determined many of the starting positions for the 500. In this first race, Richard Petty proved total dominance when he took the checkered flag 28 seconds ahead of second place David Pearson. Second 125-miler was swept by Cale Yarborough, driving a very strong Holly Farms Chevrolet 11.
Of course, just fractions of seconds in a way, but it's too far on the racetrack. This is a big racetrack to cover, but I'm afraid they can't do it. It's 2.5 miles long, but they're now going into turn 3. He's already in it. Cale Yarborough is high in the banking there. There's no way that Benny Parsons can catch him now.
Well, what a beginning for the year 1977 it'll be for William Caleb Yarborough of Timmonsville, South Carolina. He won the NASCAR season-long championship last year, and now he wins the Daytona 500 at age 37 for the second time, 9 years after his initial victory here.
Well, he drove a masterful race. He drove a well-judged finish there with the last 2 or 3 laps to go. He saw his opportunity, he took it, and he found himself in the lead. It'll be interesting to see if Benny Parsons has a reason for not being able to keep in there, whether his car had a little hiccup or not, but he certainly lost ground.
Bobby moving up alongside of David Pearson. Kitty Allison is just getting over a broken hip. Your sons are having themselves quite a day here in Darlington. And Bobby Allison has the lead. Bobby Allison, who won this race, and we've got a big mix-up up in turn number 4. We got cars all over the racetrack. In turn number 4 as Allison jumps into the lead and gets it, and the yellow flag is out. We had a half a dozen cars that looked like Tango up in turn number 4. Now, they'll start sorting them out, but Bobby Allison will hold that position in front of David Pearson. It is not inconceivable but what this race could finish under the yellow. 361 laps have been completed. You can see that is car number 70 that is literally smashed against the wall there as we had a bunch of the slower cars tangled up. J.D. McDuffie really banged his car in there as he got involved in the skirmish.
Right hand of your picture, and the red car number 1 is Bobby Allison, who had taken that lead just a few moments ago. It just, in fact, probably seconds before the accident occurred that brought out the yellow.
You know, Bobby Allison is in there. He wants to make doubly sure who's in first place. So right now, let's go to Chris Economaki.
Allison and Walter both think they're leading. They crossed the line almost abreast, and they're fighting with the pace car driver.
That was what I thought. I had the feeling that Allison had come up because Waltrip had closed right behind the pace car. The NASCAR scoreboard shows 88, the leader, but Allison had passed Pearson to get the lead. Pearson hit the pits. Allison did not pit. And Chris, what's the word from you now?
Well, that's right. They both came to the yellow flag, and there were slower cars. One was high and one was very low, and they hit the line almost abreast. It's a judge's decision as to which car is leading, and the pace car will tell which driver who is first in a moment. We'll find out. Back to you.
You know that we're going to have a roaring argument when this race is over. As they come around now behind the pace car, Bobby Allison is running down low. Darrell Waltrip is so close to that pace car, he's almost in the front. The checkered flag is going to come out, and this should indicate victory for Darrell Waltrip. With Bobby Allison second, Richard Petty third, David Pearson fourth. So, Chris Economaki, when they get down into victory lane, you better get some earplugs because I think you're going to have some fierce conversation.
Well, to make matters worse, Pete, it looks like it's about to pour down. You know, the scorers here at Darlington are in turn 4. And the start-finish line does not have any scoring personnel right at it where that decision as to who gets there first is made. And it would be interesting if we had a picture, sort of a photo finish as to who got there first under the yellow, whether it was Donnie Allison or rather Bobby Allison and Donnie's number 1 and Darrell Waltrip in the 88 car.
It's 8 cars
car length advantage evaporates. Here comes Donnie Allison on the outside to challenge. He loses, and going up in there is Cale Yarborough to challenge. Back to the inside is Benny Parsons. Yarborough goes high. He smokes the tires as he goes up to fight with Waltrip. Waltrip stays with him in 3. As they come to 4, Parsons and Yarborough tag each other. Waltrip using a lap car out of turn number 4. Here they come to the tri-oval. And banging into each other are Parsons and Yarborough in second place. Coming down for the finish now. Pulling away is Waltrip. He's blocked the outside. At the line, Darrell Waltrip wins by 12 car lengths. Waltrip has won. It's nearly a dead heat for second. The position will be won by Cale Yarborough, Benny Parsons third, Donnie Allison fourth. What a fantastic finish. Darrell Waltrip has won the 8th annual Alabama 500.
But went for years without winning here. Finally broke in 1975 and won both this race as well as the race in October, the National 500. Here's your winner. Richard Petty has won the World 600 for 1977 at the mile-and-a-half Charlotte Motor Speedway. A half a lap or more back in second place. Car number 21, David Pearson.
The way we have it figured out is that Richard Petty, who was 103 points down to Cale Yarborough coming into this race, is going to pick up 85 or 90 points. It's going to be probably somewhere between 10 and 15 points difference at the end of this race. And now everybody's standing, a lot of Petty fans here today, naturally. This will be the 185th victory in Richard Petty's long and illustrious career, more than any other driver. The checkered flag is out for him, and here it is, the winner of the Firecracker 400. Incidentally, that ties him with David Pearson for super speedway wins with 44. Here is 88, Darrell Waltrip, who will be the second place finisher. Less than half a lap to go. Here comes Donnie down the backstretch. It doesn't look like Donnie Allison is going to make it today as David Pearson now comes around into turn 4. Everybody standing down the main straightaway. David Pearson on the verge of winning his 8th race here at the Darlington Raceway. The white flag is out for Buddy Baker, and the checkered flag goes out for David Pearson, who wins the Southern 500, the 28th running of the granddaddy of them all. And he wins it by 2.8 seconds over Donnie Allison. And there is great joy among the Wood Brothers crew. Yes, they did have enough gas in the gas tank for David to finish the race, and win it he does.
Benny Parsons will be the winner here in Charlotte. Benny Parsons in car number 72. Parsons started in the 8th spot today. Qualifying speed over 158 miles an hour, and he's coming down among the tail enders there in the pack for the checkered flag. Benny Parsons with an average speed of 142.780 miles an hour. There's his elated crew. Benny Parsons picking up the win. Here comes Cale Yarborough. He will finish in spot number 2. Cale Yarborough winding up second, 19 seconds back of Benny Parsons.
Look at this. David Pearson drop kicking at 160, 70, up to 180 miles per hour. Buddy Baker's automobile down the back straightaway.
That is the ultimate drop.
Field moving down into turn 3, and there are the two. That's Neil Bond on the left, Richard Petty on the right, ready to go at it for the finish line. here. They're coming down into turn number 4. Richard Petty is making his move. He's up on the outside. Coming down for the finish this time. Smoldering the tires. Petty coming to the line. He couldn't get through. Bonnet holds him off. Checkered flag is out. Neil Bonnet wins his first super speedway race ever.
And what a win on one of the most difficult tracks to beat. The master tactician Richard Petty like that was just incredible. And to cap it all, Cale Yarber nearly took second spot away from Petty.
In replay, there's Bonnet across the line. Richard Petty finishing in second. That's how close they were. A car length and a half apart at the end of 500 miles.